Good to see you. Let's get to work. The Malon once used this system as a dump site. However, the radiation levels have been dropping. We investigated and found that the Vaudoir had chased the Malon away. Our intelligence indicates the Vaudoir are expecting us to deploy surveillance beacons into the area, which is why we have done just that. We've learned they plan to ambush us when we retrieve the data from the beacons. When that happens, they'll go from hunter to prey. The beacons are... We will counterattack the Vaudoir, disable one of their ships, and recover the intel data from their systems. We will then analyze the data to determine their recent movements and objectives. We want to locate one of their main bases. So far, we've had little luck in finding where they hole up when they're not on the attack. This should change that. Time's a factor here. Let's get to work and scan the beacons. We wouldn't want to disappoint the Vaudoir, now would we?
Coming here was foolish. Now suffer the fate of all fools.
The ship is disabled. Time to acquire their data. We have the data. And company. Angry company. The legendary Vaudoir paranoia. We should expect heightened resistance as we move forward. Initial analysis of the data we acquired from them isn't turning up much. I'm afraid we caught a small fish this time. Let's continue, shall we? I look forward to seeing what swims up to nibble at our bait next time.
You're not leaving here alive.
Excellent work. Let's see what's in this ship's database. Another successful day at the pond. Let's see what secrets our latest catch has to share with us. Ah, our fish has swum through many waters indeed. I think we have something here. The ship's been to a couple of systems often. One system comes up more than the other. That's probably where their base is, but we need to be sure. I'm afraid we need to do...
Fire at will! Destroy the intruders!
Target shield has failed. This should be the last ship we need to scan.
Destroy them! Open fire! All weapons! We don't tolerate your kind. You pay for being here with your life.
It appears the Vadwar aren't amused by our angling efforts. We may be wearing out our welcome here. I'm afraid not. This vessel was assigned a patrol in another sector, and came in response to a distress beacon from earlier. It hasn't been to either of the systems we're looking at as a potential base location. It's risky, but I'm willing to cast my line one more time. Will you join me?
There's no time for formalities. A large Vodwar strike force is en route to this position at high warp. I doubt they're coming to exchange pleasantries. Expecting. We'll continue this conversation soon. For the moment, I suggest you prepare for the fight of your life.
Your time has passed. The Delta Quadrant is ours.
done here. Now then, let's discuss what's going on here. Judging by the company you're keeping, I'd guess it involves some unorthodox operations. What mischief has Sub-Commander Sahen dragged you into? And how can I extract you from it?
Ah, Commander Jirok. So glad you could join our little fishing trip today. Our mischief is an operation aimed at discovering the location of a hidden Vodwar base. We were hoping to glean that data from one of the Vodwar ships we lured here. But, as you can see, they were quite indisposed. Permanently so, in point of fact.
I see. Vodwar activity in this region is a growing concern. Finding this base is a worthy objective. How can I be of assistance? Very well. We'll set course for the first location on your list.
Don't mind Commander Jirok. She and I have a personal disagreement from another lifetime. Not the cleanest ending to this operation, but Jirok can see what the Vodwar are up to in one system, while I take a look at the other. Yes, well, between us, I hope she finds nothing but an old, toothless Vodwar merchant selling fat tribbles and fake Tranya. I'll take all the luck I can get. Comes in handy in my line of work. Thanks again for your help. Perhaps you and I can go fishing again sometime. Until then, may the elements watch over you.
I'm Logan Curtis of the Borg Cooperative. My vessel has taken heavy damage in battle, and several critical systems are on the verge of failure. Any assistance you can provide will be greatly appreciated. I realize you may not have reason to trust us, but I assure you, we are not your enemy. Assimilation is not our goal. thank you for the aid. The Cooperative has tried to seek peace with Species 6339, but to no effect. They do not see that although we are Borg, we are free of the Collective's influence and wish no harm to others. Species 6339 ambushed us in this system. My vessel was equipped to deal with such a threat, but then the Vodwar happened upon our conflict, and the Vodwar see everyone as a target. They open fire on all of us. Now there are damaged ships on both sides. We would aid Species 6339 and show them we are not their enemy, but we will need your help. We shall follow your lead.
Stay away from us. I want nothing to do with Borg collaborators. If you want to help, destroy those drones. If you're not willing to do that, then go and leave us in peace. We will do what must be done. Peace? Our species was nearly wiped out by the Borg, and now they seek peace? There is no peace with a drone. The will of the Collective remains in all of them, even if they claim to be free of it. Destroy them, and then we will talk to you about peace.
Incoming Vodwar! Vodwar are warping to our location. You and the Cooperative helped us? Perhaps we were wrong. If the Cooperative is willing to fight against such odds, the Borg brought my people to the brink of extinction. Now the Vodwar are determined to finish us. If the Cooperative wants to unite against them, then our survival is more important than the past. We will require your assistance to recover our other ships in the area.
Then we can make a stand against the Vaudois. We shall follow you to recover our allies. Thank you for the unexpected aid.
Thank you for your assistance.
We need to recover one more ship. It should be close. It's a trap. The Vaadwaur will be here at any moment. You must retreat.
The Cooperative will not leave you defenseless. Only a few Vaadwaur left. Let's finish this.
Thank you for your assistance. It will take some work, but my people must see that these Borg were victims of the Collective, just as we were. If we hope to have any chance of rebuilding the Octanti civilization, we will need allies. And those alliances can only flourish once the Vaadwaur are defeated.
I believe we have taken an important step toward a truce with Species 6-3... with the Octanti. I think we have more in common than we realize. I'm not reading any Vaadwaur craft on sensors. We'll handle things from here. Thank you once again for your assistance. The Cooperative will remember your goodwill, and I suspect the Octanti will as well.
Are you familiar with the Cabali? Their homeworld is under attack by the Vaudois, and they've requested our aid. I informed the head of their military that you would render them support on the ground. Their city has been under siege for months and cannot take much more. Please do what you can on Cabali Prime to stop the Vaudois from destroying the Cabali. Hello?
Hello, I'm Captain Harry Kim, Starfleet's military liaison to Cabali Prime. The Vaudois have been assaulting the Cabali homeworld for months now. The Cabali are near a breaking point. They're not trained for war, not like the Vaudois. The Alliance is here to stop the Vaudois and help the Cabali reclaim their home. You and several others will be leading our forces here. I'll be doing some investigations to help support the effort. Good luck.
I cannot tell you how good it is to have you here. Our people have been bombarded by the Vaudois for months. We cannot take much more of this. Before you go out to the field, I would ask your help within the city. Morale is at an all-time low, and our people could use a boost. We've been fighting this war for nearly a year now, and it's taking a toll on our troops. We are a peaceful people. This is the first time my soldiers have been exposed to death and destruction on this scale. They're demoralized and depressed. I'm concerned about the long-term effects on their mental health. You have more experience than we do in battle. It would help if you could speak to our soldiers and share your insights. Please stop by the med bay. Some of the wounded there have asked to meet you.
The Alliance needs your help. A group of Alliance ships are currently... Hello?
You're part of the reinforcements that everyone was talking about. Please, you have to stop the Vaudois. We can't lose our home. 5th time I've been in the med bay. Don't think I can go out again after this. Could you take over for me? Everyone here is so scared of the Vaudois. My brother, my sister, they're both dead. I couldn't help help them. You have to avenge them. Make their deaths worth something. Do what I could not.
Thank you. It may not seem like much, but you've given those soldiers hope. We have several officers who were recently promoted, who might need some additional training, as well as several tasks that could use your presence. Would you mind taking one of them along to let him shadow you? There is so much we could learn from an experienced Starfleet officer. Many groups of our soldiers have become demoralized over the course of this war. I've tried my best to motivate them, but nothing has worked. They are all aware you are an expert commander with more battle experience than any Kibali. Could you visit groups of our soldiers and motivate them to keep fighting?
Reporting for duty, sir. It is a pleasure to watch you in action, sir. Wow, I haven't seen the soldiers that motivated in a while. How did you know what to say to inspire them like that? I've tried before, but it did no good. Interesting. Well, keep going. I'll watch what you do and see if I can do that in the future.
This is Captain Kim. I found some information for you. Permission to speak freely. Something isn't right here. I've done some investigating, and I don't think the Kibali are being entirely truthful with us. Not so much found as observed. The Vaadwaur clearly have superior firepower, tactics, and training, right? So why haven't they already wiped the Kibali out? They haven't hesitated to do so on other worlds. Sure, the Kibali have a shield around the capital, but they've been fighting the Vaadwaur for months now, and they're consistently losing troops and territory. I don't understand how the Vaadwaur haven't already taken the capital and finished this. Exactly. There has to be some other objective for the Vaadwaur here, and we need to find out what it is. We have to help the Kibali, and we can't do it if we're blinded. Understood. I won't let you down.
We can't stop until the Vaadwaur leave our world. We can't stop. We can't stop. Thank you for your assistance. Your presence here means we're not fighting alone anymore. That's more important than... The Vaadwaur are at the gates. You have to help us. We can't stop until the...
Kim here. Something definitely isn't right. The General is waiting for you. I'll keep trying to figure this out.
My son Jatanian is commanding our forces outside the city. The Vodwar should never have reached us without so much as a warning from him. Something must have happened. Here is his position in the field. Take the nearby transporter and make your way to his command post. He may need assistance.
We're hanging in there, but we could use your help. I am, although I understand your confusion. Kabali reproduce by reanimating corpses and then integrating them into our society. We're assigned to existing family groups who teach and care for us. My first life was a long one. I don't remember it, however. I am Kabali, and my father is a source of inspiration and wisdom for me. My people do not reproduce in what you would consider a normal fashion. Instead, we use a genetic virus to alter the DNA of corpses from other species, reanimating them and transforming them into Kabali. We call this process rebirth. The process takes several months. Afterward, a new Kabali is assigned to a family group who will help him or her adjust to our culture and learn our language. All memories of the Constaya or past life are left behind. It can be difficult to accept this new life, and my father was of great help to me during this time. Some Kabali cannot accept the change and flee to search for their former lives. In these cases, it's our duty to find these lost souls and help them return. This is not something we normally discuss with outsiders. Suffice it to say, our ancestors experimented with forces they did not understand, and we were irrevocably changed by their folly. Faced with our own extinction, we found a way to survive. Now rebirth is the greatest gift we can give to the dead. Who wouldn't want a second chance at life? Yes, we have two problems. Our transporters in our forward base have stopped working, and troop morale is low after the last attack. Could you give us a hand by getting more soldiers back into the fight? I'm still looking into the issue with the transport. Thank you. The soldiers have been beaten down so much I can barely keep them going. But they seem bolstered by the outside help. We still have no idea what's disrupting our transporters. Maybe you can find something on the Vaudoir or from any of their crates in that area.
Captain Kim here. I need to speak to you as soon as you return to the city. I've been noticing something strange. When I first met the Kabali, they didn't seem to be a particularly religious people. Lindsay, Jedliah I mean, certainly didn't say anything about it. However, now, almost every Kabali I've met follows one creed, and there's a temple located just beyond the trenches. I've tried to find out more about their practices, but they keep telling me it's forbidden to share them with outsiders. Maybe, but I don't remember the Vodwar having a particular belief system either. This may not be much, but I'll continue my investigations. Maybe this one is a dead end.
I'm sorry, but could you return later? I believe you need a break. You've already done so much for us. We couldn't possibly ask you for more. Thank you again.
I've discovered a few interesting things that can help us with the Kabali. Do you have anything on your end? I've been thinking. Our only way to find out what the Kabali are hiding is through the Vodwar. We need to find out where they're focusing their attacks, and then why. That may be able to shed some light on the situation. Yes, my crew was looking into why our signal jammers weren't working, and we found that the Vodwar have comm beacons in all of their camps that act as a miniature subspace array. They can't be jammed because they're shielded, and they provide all the Vodwar need for controlled, secure communications. Ingenious, really. I wonder if the Starfleet Corps of Engineers could whip up something like that for us. If B'Elanna were here, I'm sure she could. Anyway, if we could place a trace on one of the Vodwar beacons... Exactly. Once we find out where the Vodwar plan to attack, we can reinforce the Kabali and find out what, if anything, they're hiding. There are 4 communications arrays in the trenches area. Planting a trace on each of them should allow the engineers on your ship to spy on the Vodwar.
Enemy target on center. Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
Your timing is impeccable. A large squad of armed Kabali just left, but they wouldn't say where they were going. Did you find any information? The temple. That must be where the Kabali are going. We have to help the Kabali defend that temple. Afterwards, maybe we can see why it's so important to the Vadwar. temple is secure and the doors to it are still open? This is our chance. Go ahead. I'll be there as soon as I can. Looks like we've made it to the lowest level of the temple. Let's see what's in there.
Thank you. If you are here, then it means our secret is revealed. I am sorry, but we did what we needed to survive. Take this. It is the code to open the door. Please, do not judge our people too harshly. You would have done the same if you faced extinction.
That's a lot of stasis pods. Let's get a scan of these. We need to know more. I never imagined that we would find this. The Vaudois aren't fighting the Kabali over territory. They want their people back. This is why the Kabali stopped wandering. Everything they needed was here. It's not right. Some of the Vaadwaur in the stasis tubes could still be revived. The Vaadwaur are a dying race. Their methods may be extreme, but they're doing what they think they need to do to survive, just like the Cabali are. I'm glad you agree with me. We need to take this information to the General and get him to explain why they hid this from us. If the Cabali had been up front with us from the start, we could have figured out a better solution for this.
You've both returned.
General, we know about the temple. When were you going to tell us?
Secrecy protected our future, Captain.
How are we supposed to help you if you won't even tell us what the problem is?
That's enough, Captain.
Captain Drawley, you're late.
The Kazon delayed me. What's the situation? I see. Captain Kim, no matter our personal feelings, we must follow the Prime Directive. We are not here to change the Cabali culture. We are here to protect them.
We'll talk more about this in private. I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
Before we begin, I must apologize on behalf of the Cabali people. We meant no harm in using the Vaadwaur. When we found the stasis pods, many of them were damaged beyond saving. We honored their fallen by using their forms to preserve our species. The Vaadwaur, however, do not... Our ways are difficult to understand. For some, they may be reprehensible. No matter what the Vaadwaur think, we cannot end this practice without dooming our species to extinction. And that we will not do. Jetanian has sent word that he needs aid. Are you willing to help him?
The Alliance needs your help. A group of Alliance ships are currently under attack by the Vaadwaur in the Orlita system. The Lisette is making its way there to render assistance. I want you to back them up. We don't know what the Vaadwaur have there, and I want to give us the best possible chance of victory. Hello.
Glad to have you by our side. This is one of the systems marked for further examination during your work with Subcommander Seyhen. I'm not sure what the Vodwar are up to here, but they're fighting like demons. They're attacking a small group of Alliance vessels. More hostile ships are on the way. I propose we divide and conquer. The Lisette will fly ahead and catch any incoming ships, while you free our trapped allies. Your thought?
Now the Vaudois will know the fury of the Gorn.
Thanks for the help. Vodwar fleet just arrived. This is our chance to strike before they retreat.
Target shields have failed.
Come in. We're...
I am Lieutenant Gaius Salan, Chief Intelligence Officer for the Lisette. I regret to inform you that the Vaudois now control the ship. The bridge is lost, and we are locked out of most internal sensors. However, I managed to access a secure comm channel before the security codes were changed, and have located a safe location for transport. I have sent the coordinates to your ship. Without your assistance, the Lisette and her crew will be lost.
The ship is swarming with Vaudois soldiers. Our security forces are attempting to engage them, but as of yet, we have not made significant gains. I am unable to contact other members of the senior staff, but I believe they are still alive. Very coincidental, really. Our current situation is remarkably similar to my invasion scenario 4591. Scenarios, plural. I have gone through several hundred holodeck simulations of various factions attempting to board the Lisette. As the designated intelligence officer, it is important I know what to do in every scenario. The Vaudois simulation is incomplete, but they are acting in accordance to several other scenarios. If you are wondering, I do have a scenario that deals with your crew boarding us. I would enjoy talking to you sometime about how to improve your vulnerabilities. The Vaudois are jamming transporters and communications. My holodeck simulations determined the commander's quarters is one of the places where interference would be the weakest, allowing me to bring in outside help. The other areas, if you are curious, are the secondary control room, storage room 10 beneath engineering, and, well, I shall leave the final one a surprise. We need to retake several key areas of the ship. The security team here will capture the bridge. Meanwhile, your team should storm the med bay, which we are very close to. Dr. Kratark should be there. After that, we must retake the armory to prevent the Vaudois from resupplying. In the majority of my scenarios, Lieutenant Terrell is there making a stand against the invaders. From there, we need to see whether the Vaudois perform like Scenario 4591 or Scenario 3291, though perhaps they may surprise us and be more like 6895. My apologies. We do not have time for my idle speculation. Any questions? I will remain here until we have recovered the majority of this deck. If your crew should be killed in action, I will need to remain free and contact another ship for aid. It's not my place to get my hands dirty in this, especially not after the incident in Scenario 2792.
You must stop this meaningless massacre! Consider the balance!
That's the one who defied Gaul! Kill them all!
Personal shield losing power.
You have my thanks. Such reckless slaughter! Thank you for the rescue. The Vaudois have no respect for anything other than their own selfish goals. I'm sorry, but I cannot help you any further. I am just a civilian scientist, not a trained killer, a trained soldier like you. I'll wait here until everything has settled down, unless you believe there is something I can do. Yes. That is more than acceptable. I will not fight, but I can help restore the balance by helping others. I will attempt to stabilize anyone who needs help here, and then await word from you or the doctor that the medbay is safe.
Enemy target on sensor.
Do your worst. You're amateurs compared to the Tal Shiar. I will not sit by and let you take this ship. Thank you. Let's get to work. Glad to see you, but if you came here instead of the bridge, it means you're following a plan made by Gaius and his scenarios. The equipment here is still operational. I'll begin treating the wounded. There's a console nearby you can use to contact the security team heading to the bridge.
Good timing. We're about to storm the bridge. We'll keep the channel open during the assault. I'll contact...
What makes you think you will succeed where others have failed? You should have taken Gaul's offer.
I imagine we both overheard the same thing. Very curious. I've run simulations where the security team failed, but none like this. We should continue with the plan. We have this area secure, and you are the only mobile unit still available. If you can recover Ju and her team in the armory, we will have another opportunity to retake the ship.
Thanks for the help, I guess. We should talk strategy. Bah! Vaadwaur. I'll take down every last one of them, I swear it. Nobody makes me look like a fool. I guess I'll let you deal with a few. I can't be in two places at once. We have problems in the brig and in engineering. Cyanel and his team are pinned down in engineering, and Commander Jirok and Sub-Commander Merrill are in the brig. I'm going to head engineering. If the Vaadwaur get control of the Singularity, we're...
Delay them. I need more time.
Disable the security grid, and we can get out of here.
Thank you. What's the situation? You're a welcome sight. I was on the bridge. We were attacked by just one Vaadwaur, but he was different, stronger, unstoppable. He wiped out our security team, but he knocked Var and me out. Is Zynel there? If he and Zhu can hold engineering while we take the bridge, we can take control of the ship and then clean up the Vaadwaur from there. I'll still need some time to recover. You and Sub-Commander Merrill should head to the bridge. I'll stay here and monitor the situation. Be on your guard. The Vaadwaur that took that bridge shrugged off our attacks like they were nothing. He won't go down easily.
Commander Jirok requires our assistance.
He's gone. Strange. Excellent work. We have control of the ship's life support, navigation, and weapons systems again. According to the logs, the Vaadwaur leader was attempting to open fire on your ship. Doesn't look like he could get past Lieutenant Salon's security algorithm. I'll handle things.
If you want to live, you'll give me what I want.
I've survived worse than you.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Was this all a trick to lure us away from
This way. Narwhal and I have a plan. Very predictable. If the Vaadwaur can't use the Lisette to attack other ships, they will make a statement by destroying us with our own singularity. I've analyzed the data from other teams fighting the Vaadwaur. It's pointless for you to try to fight him. Your weapons are inadequate for the task. However, Narwhal has come up with an interesting theory that may work. The vents in the Singularity Core carry a modified version of plasma. I'm not cleared to give you all the details, but the Lisette is testing several advances that have not been provided to other ships in the fleet at this time. Narwhal believes direct exposure to this modified plasma may create a vulnerability in the Vaadwaur. I believe this plan has a low chance of success, but it is the best option we have. If you can lure the Vaadwaur beneath the vents, Narwhal and I will overload them, causing the plasma to cover the Vaadwaur and weaken him. You'll have one more problem to deal with before that, however. The Vaadwaur has erected a shield around the Singularity Core. Very smart, I must say. No one will be able to affect him when he is inside. You must trick him into dropping that shield. I suggest playing towards the Vaadwaur's pride. That is usually the surest way to convince someone to make a suboptimal move. Once that is done, lure the Vaadwaur beneath one of the vents. We'll activate the plasma, and then you can properly knock out our friend. Are you ready? That was the first thing I tried when I arrived. There is something preventing us from locking transporters onto any of the Vaadwaur. Not uncommon, really. I have observed that many Starfleet officers also carry devices that prevent them from being randomly transported. If I find a way around the transporter block, I'll do as you ask.
Your ship is doomed!
You made it. A shame. We had hoped you would be neutralized by now. But you show an unusual resilience. Perhaps that's why Gaul made his generous offer. You're too late to stop what is happening. The Singularity Core's overload has already begun. You will all be destroyed by your greatest weapon. It's almost poetic, really. My pride as a Vaadwaur. That's good. Very good. This is simply the most efficient way. I could kill you all one at a time, but I have better things to do. Interesting. But will you abandon the Lisette, or will you stay until the last glorious second to try and save it? Regardless, I will admit you make a point. You've survived too many of your previous encounters for me to leave anything to chance. I will enjoy seeing the last bit of life leave.
Enemy target unattended.
He's vulnerable to the plasma. Focus your fire.
Personal shield losing power. Shield losing power.
He's recovering. Lure him back.
He's vulnerable to the plasma. Focus your fire.
Shield losing power.
It's time to finish this.
It'll take more than that to kill me. I will not be stopped.
We need a better solution.
I've got just the thing.
What was that thing?
I don't know, but we need a better way to fight it.
I'll get to work.
Thank you for all your help. Without you, we would have lost the Lisette. It's unfortunate we couldn't capture the Vaadwaur alive for questioning. He was unlike anything I've ever seen. What made him so powerful? Neril did manage to get a few scans. He's compiling a report on what he found and your success with the plasma. We'll need to adapt. We can't count on throwing every Vodwar like him into a singularity core. We will handle the repairs. You should return to your ship when you are ready.
Commander Jirok, I have some preliminary data for you. The Vodwar gave off a modulated carrier wave every time he was attacked by an energy weapon. In effect, he reflected the energy outward as infrared radiation. Owl and I are not yet clear on whether this is a product of biology or technology, but he did show strange isoboromine neurotransmitter activity. Regardless, this will give us a starting point to find vulnerabilities. I'll send on more findings as we complete them, and we should be able to adapt our weapons to be more effective in the future.
A super Vodwar. This is the first time I'm hearing of it. You've done the Alliance quite a service today. Losing the Lisette would have been a major blow to us, and the Vodwar know that if they're resorting to boarding parties. We'll get the best scientists in the Alliance to analyze your combat data. With any luck, we can discover a way to hurt the Vodwar the same way Picard discovered how to fight the Borg. Hello. Would you have time to look in? We know there's something going on with the Vodwar and the Cartella system, but we haven't been able to get any ships close enough to determine what that is. I think you'll have better luck. The area doesn't have a lot of resources, but there's enough Vodwar ship traffic in the area to indicate a major base. But they're guarding it so closely that it could have something to do with their sudden jump in power. Given the aggressive nature of the Vodwar, getting close enough to investigate without attracting their attention will be difficult. We've made contact with a Hazari bounty hunter in possession of equipment that should allow you to approach and infiltrate their base. Hello. Would...
Greetings. It is agreeable to work with you again. The Vodwar have greatly expanded their reach since Voyager first encountered them. Their military capabilities have developed at a rate that Starfleet Command finds troubling. An additional concern is that some leaders of the Vodwar supremacy have developed unusual physical characteristics. These individuals exhibit strength and resilience far beyond the norm for their species. The crew of the Lisette has shared their data of your previous encounter with one of the enhanced Vodwar with the Alliance. We have used it to devise several modifications to our weapons that may counteract their ability to reflect a portion of energy directed at them. I have provided the specifications to your crew, and they have already made the modifications to your weapons. However, these modifications are untested. It is unclear how much effect they will have. Not yet. But we have found a location that may have the answers we seek. Officially, Cartella is a defunct mining colony. However, intercepted messages indicate that the lower levels of the facility are being used by Supremacy leadership for an unknown purpose. Your mission will be to covertly enter the base and gather intelligence on the Vodwar. We have made arrangements with Yadren to provide you with equipment you will need to approach the system safely. The Hazari will provide a modified holo-emitter that should allow you to approach the planet. Holotechnology is unfamiliar to the Vodwar.
If you don't want to blow this whole deal, help me with these Vaadwaur! Thanks for the help, but don't expect a discount. I wouldn't have been in that mess if I hadn't been waiting here for you. I picked up this device called a holo-emitter from a big-eared fellow named Quinn. It's programmed to replicate the appearance of a Vaadwaur freighter. I don't know the specifics of this technology, but it works and I'm delivering it. That completes my contract. It was my own fault. I should have activated it before I entered the system, but hooking it into our power supply was more complicated than Quinn said it would be. Alpha Quadrant tech has too many redundancies, backups for your backups, and none of it matters because emergency power always fails in an emergency. Good luck. I'll wait here in case you make it back.
Voyager will remain here with Yadren. With your permission, I will beam over to your ship in order to coordinate the mission. We have arrived at Cartella Prime. Your engineers have installed the holo-emitter, and it is ready to activate at your command. We will need to infiltrate both automated and manual detection measures before we can reach transporter range of the planet. Our first task is to bypass the automated security perimeter. We have successfully breached the security perimeter. Next, we will be challenged by the orbital traffic control.
Unidentified vessel. Your transponder may be malfunctioning. Please transmit your ship designation and flight plan. You're cleared for docking, sir.
Now we must avoid detection from the Vaadwaur ships. The holo-emitter will be essential. This should be sufficient to repair the hollow emitter. The tunnels beneath the planet are protected by a subspace scattering field that our transporters cannot penetrate. I have found a safe location at the edge of this field, but once you beam down, you will need to make your way through the tunnels to the base itself. You are just outside of the Vaadwaur security perimeter. I have accessed their internal sensors, so I will provide you with tactical assistance throughout your mission. Be wary. There is a Vaadwaur patrol just ahead in the passage that crosses yours. Nearby, you should see a console. Use it to override the blast doors and trap the patrol. Be sure that the patrol is in the correct position before you activate the console, or this will fail. Logs at the facility indicate it is in poor repair and has suffered several mechanical mishaps. Use this to your advantage. Acts of sabotage that simulate equipment failures should not arouse suspicion. I am detecting a Vaadwaur patrol ahead. Maintain your position until they pass. That should keep the patrol occupied. I am detecting another group of Vaadwaur ahead. Access the security camera from the console nearby. If you overload that data tower, the Vaadwaur patrol will investigate. Program the door to seal them in.
Alert. Conduit malfunction on Level 2, Section Beta. Engineering teams, respond immediately.
Excellent. Proceed cautiously. There is a large drop ahead on your right. You will need a grapple gun to cross it. You will need to incapacitate all of the Vaadwaur ahead. Insert the anesthetine gas canister I provided you in the environmental control console and alter the air composition.
Alert. Environmental control malfunction on Level 2, Section Delta 3. Engineering and medical teams, please respond.
There is a large drop ahead. You will have to rappel down. Traverse this cavern without the Vaadwaur seeing you and raising the alarm. To do so, you will need to use your grapple gun, as well as take advantage of anything in the environment. First, you will need to reach the support platform. Shoot a grapple across and then zipline down. Sneak up behind that guard and incapacitate him. To advance further through the cave, you will need to disable the proximity sensors. That console should allow you to do so. Now, zipline to that outcropping. In order to exit this cavern without detection, you will need a distraction. We will need to move the Vodwar guards below and ahead of you, away from the next support structure. The rocks near you are unstable. Try to trigger a collapse. The way is clear for you to grapple to the next support structure. Make your way across the ledges to the outcropping near the next support structure. Grapple to the next support structure. Approach the guard and disable him. There are more guards at the other platform. Use your tricorder to reprogram the anti-personnel turrets near them to attack the Vodwar targets.
Attention! Malfunctioning turrets on Level 4, Section Beta 2. Security and engineering teams, report immediately to Level 4.
The walkway is offline. You will need to grapple across the gap. They are aware of your actions. You cannot delay. Sensors are reading something large blocking your route through the cavern. Activate the crane with the nearby controls to move it. Not much further. There is another grapple ahead. There should be a place where you can drop down just ahead of your current position. Now slip quietly out of the cavern before the Vodwar see you. I am detecting some unusual signals coming from below this area. You must reach the bottom of the caverns. I recommend you overload a console to create a diversion, and then trap the Vodwar guarding the area in a force field.
Intruder alert! Commander Gallic, please respond!
An intruder? I'll handle this.
Finally! Gallic? You will pay for killing Gallic! What? What was that thing? You saved my life. I don't know why, but I am grateful. What was that thing? It crawled out of the commander. Was it controlling him? Never. It's some kind of parasite, isn't it? What do you know? Do you believe other members of the Vaudois are infected by these beasts? Could all of our leaders be contaminated? I know my duty. I cannot allow you to wander freely through our compound, but I can't ignore this either. A temporary truce, then. I will accompany you, and if what you say is true, I must know how many of my people have been taken. I think it went down that passage over there. It went down one of the cracks in the rock. We'll have to deactivate that force field to pursue it.
It appears the creature has already left the area. I would recommend you scan the area with your tricorder. Perhaps it left a hormonal trace you can follow.
I didn't know these caves were so extensive. Only the highest leadership is allowed down here.
How did the Vaudois come into contact with the parasites in the first place? It has been many years since Starfleet encountered them.
I wonder how many of our leaders have been infected. Surely Gallic can't be the only one.
Based on Starfleet's previous encounters with the parasites, you should be extremely cautious. The creatures show remarkable cunning.
Give me an enemy I can confront face to face. This deception...
They are insidious. These creatures nearly ended the Federation. Although we have had our differences with the Vaudois, The Federation do not wish to see any species enslaved.
This area has always been off limits. I expected some kind of hive, but this is just a storage room. I see some of our stasis modules, which means there are soldiers who have not been rewoken. But the rest of this? Just supplies. What was that thing?
Wait, did you hear something?
Ah, I see you've met my little friends. They want to get to know you better.
What are you? How far has this infestation spread?
You have such a small mind. The joining will help. You will see everything we can be once we are brothers under the skin. You think you are besting me? Mere mortals. Pathetic. We will rise again, and you will know our true might.
This ends now! I cannot allow you to spread this infestation!
The Vodwar are alerted to your presence. You must leave the facility. But the subspace scattering field is still in effect. Find the controls to the subspace scattering field and disable them.
Although you have helped the Vaudouar people today, do not believe this makes us friends. No, I must remain with my people. Perhaps I will discover more of what's really happening here.
Your activities on the surface have alerted the Vaudouar to your presence. They are beginning to inspect the starships in orbit. I would recommend return. The information you discovered in the base is troubling. While Starfleet knew the neural parasites found on Earth sent a signal to deep space before they were destroyed, we never knew the destination of that signal. It very well may have been the Delta Quadrant. However, contemplating the ramifications of parasites among the Vaudouar ranks must wait. The fleet protecting this planet has been alerted to our presence. It is only a matter of time before this vessel is discovered.
Unidentified vessel. Your transponder codes are invalid. Security
There is only a 0.008% chance that this ship will survive a direct confrontation. One last act of sabotage may be what is required. I propose we swap transponder codes with another vessel. Given the aggressiveness of the Vaudouar, there is a 68.4% chance they will turn on one another. We can escape in the confusion.
Well, you're alive. I guess that means the holo emitter did its job. But it did work. Contract complete.
Excellent work. Now that we know at least some of the Vaudouar have been taken over by the neural parasites, we can form an appropriate plan of action. The one Vaudouar who helped you, Commander Eldex, may be of assistance. It was clear that he was not aware of the corruption. With your permission, I will return to Voyager. There is much still to do before we will see the end of the Vaudouar threat. Thank you again. Thank you again. Live.
The existence of the neural parasites certainly explains the unusual physical abilities of the Vaudouar, and perhaps their rapid return to prominence in the sector. You managed to take out 2 of their overseers, but I expect that more of their leadership has been infected. Perhaps this Commander Eldex can persuade more of his people to rebel against the infected Vaudouar from within. But until then, We'll need to muster our allies and prepare to deal with this threat. We're not just facing the Vaudois anymore. Hello.